Who even thought to call a budget builds?
Budget builds my ass. This is shitbox builds. And you know what the best part is? We brought two.
We have 3 budget build cars. Basically, we have one for each day so that we can blow one up each day. Brie, how in the world have you possibly convinced me to have 2 of these right now?
Let's take a trip down memory lane and remind you how we did that.
If you guys don't know what budget builds is by now, where on earth have you been? It's Brie and I's turn to go and pick up our car, but the plot twist is that we already have a car.
Alright, we're home safe, guys. Would you check out it?
We found one last week and we went and got it. It was really, really cheap and it ticked a lot of the boxes that we need. But last night on Marketplace, Brie and I found a 1992 black Terrano 2 that we like more. So we're going there today to have a look at it. If it's as good as what we think it is, we're going to sell our red one and start the process all over again. We're not too deep into doing any work into the red one, so I don't mind. But what a headache. But that doesn't matter. We're really competitive. And if there's something better out there, I would prefer to go and get that. So I'm going to go to Breeze. I'm going to get her and we're going to go and check out what I think is the budget build. We're going to take this thing for a test drive.
And I don't know what this is, or that, but we've got exhaust temp, that's important.
Yeah,
And
right.
boost. The part is these things, I'm obsessed. Roll and pitch. Hell yeah, I'm going to put that on the patrol after this. Watch.
She's on the road. It took a minute. We got
My seatbelt don't plug in.
we got smoke coming out the manifold, so that's going to have to clearly...
Smoke and sparks. I've never seen a manifold spark before.
Sparks coming out the manifold. Look, Brie and I know a lot about cars, but that one beats me. There's obviously metal in there, I think.
Their diff housing, I don't know much about the way these cars set up, but the front diff's going like this. I can feel it one minute I'm facing this way, next minute I feel the diff go that way.
Off another car with spare parts, they've got tyre rod ends, and it needs bushes all round. It's actually pretty dangerous.
But I don't know if you can hear the front end.
I think with retightening everything and replacing some things that we've already got access to, we should be able to fix it. To be honest, we really like it.
Oh my god,
And I feel like that this will confuse the absolute shit out of the other teams, purely because they think that we have another car. And we've told everyone what car we have, but we really want to arrive with this car. Anyway, let's take a better look at it. We got this light bar, doesn't work. We got this, doesn't work. We got these wheels, but that's pretty good. King's awning, thank you for coming. Pillar pods that do work. We managed to figure out how to get out of 4 low. That was pretty, it probably hasn't been changed in ages. We got back seats, right, for the fam. We have a sunroof. How good's that? We have the roof cage. We definitely need the roof cage to store some of our things because we want to live in it. We have a cracked manifold with sparks coming out of it, so. Brie just bought a car.
What car? Not one.
We just bought 2 cars. We have 3 budget builds.
Happen to be Nissan Terrano.
Yeah. We have 3 budget build cars. Basically, we have one for each day so that we can blow one up each day.
Which is
good. But we're actually taking the piss. The one that we have at home that we don't want as much, we're going to have to sell. We're going to sell the red one.
Yes.
Then the money that we get back for the red one, we have our 5Gs back. And then we come here and then we buy both. And then maybe when we're not here at the actual house, we'll tell you how much we spent on them. Yeah. This is the spare parts one. Doesn't have rego, doesn't run. And then the one behind it, that one, that's the one. We'll call it Terry, the Terrano. We need this one for spare parts, bushes, tie rod ends, everything like that, to go into that one, which is a little bit more beaten, but that one's better, if that makes sense. If we didn't throw the other teams off yet, we definitely have now, because they all think that we have the other Nissan Terrano that's like really old, barely even a 4-wheel drive and red. And now we have this one, little thumpster, little like thug life little thing. You know, when you see like thug life with the glasses? That's his car. I feel like that's its like personality.
3 days later.
You guys are probably wondering what budget builds even is. So the long story short is pretty much a bunch of popular YouTube channels are coming together to collab to show you guys what you can build for $5 grand. And that includes buying the car, building it, and going on a trip with it. And the best part is, it's for the greatest cause because the winner of this budget build challenge gets $5,000 to donate to a charity of their choice. Make sure you watch this video and vote Team Red Dirt so we can make sure we can donate our $5,000 to a cause that needs it. Just gone home. I borrowed Dad's car today because he took mine to go pick up the second ship box. 1, 2, well, I guess there's 3 ship boxes. Brought this for the budget builds, and this came with it as a complete spare park car, which I'm glad because I don't know how true this is, but anyway, I sent Dad while he's running the errands while I was at work today. Apparently these are imported, so I'm gonna get on the internet tonight. What are you laughing about, Dad?
That motor's out of a forklift.
Listen to this, guys.
We did get it in very small numbers in a forklift.
9 days now to get this car, well, this car, that car over there running. Just going to dress and go work on ship boxes. I'm now just realizing, like, well, I knew it was gonna be a big job, but it's gonna require a lot more coffee breaks. I don't know what's going on my hair. Anyway, we had to pull this whole front end apart to get this bush out. To get this bush, we need that whole front housing. Get this diff housing off. Let's go on this one. Also have to pull the whole rear end apart because the car that we want to drive has no handbrake cable. I'm pretty sure some of the bushes are stuffed in the back end of this. I haven't even looked at it yet, so the bushes are better in the other car. Try and take those too. So this whole car, we're just pretty much doing a whole like front end and rear end swap. We're literally just swapping everything in the entire car, suspension wise, and then we still gotta do the same with the engine. 7 days to go. So update, we've gone from just replacing the torsion bar and the bush in the front diff to a whole front end swap. This is the idler arm here, the bushes and stuff in here, the shocks, the upper control arms. So this is finger tight. Everything is going to be swapped because it's honestly that flogged in this car. You have to go find somewhere to press a bush into the front of the diff housing. So I'm at my cousin's place. Jesse's got everything. He's building a shipbox GQ. How long have you been building this for, Jesse?
Oh, probably 2 years now.
Longer than 2 years. Are you kidding me? Anyways, he has the press we require to try and get this bush out, but it's not really fitting the press, so we've got an vise at the moment. We have acquired a new bush in the diff housing. Now we can start putting this shit box back together.
$346 minutes later.
I can never get this clear out of 4-wheel drive. David, help me! Alright, 2-wheel drive, let's go. The roof rack's a bit loose.
Right.
Fucking shit.
I like it.
We're not out of the trouble yet. Still drives like absolute shit. Pretty sure it's from the arse end. The whole arse end's like moving like this. So back to the carport, pull it apart again. Because the front end was so bad before, you couldn't really feel the stuff in the rear. But obviously it's a bit better now with the things we changed over. You can really feel the rear end as well as still some of the small issues in the front. So still got a long way to go and we haven't got much time. So I'm starting to feel the crunch a little bit right now. Wish us luck. So it's back in the carport now. Time to get the tools back out. Start pulling apart some more stuff. And phase 2, the rear end. Update, brakes are cooked. This was the pad. This is not 2 pads, this is 1 pad that come out and it snapped when it hit the ground. Also, I was right, the lower control arm bush is absolutely manked. So yep, there's that. One problem done. Let's find out what the next one is.
The next day.
Alright, so we have another fortunate day that it's not raining when it was meant to be, so we're back on the car. I went into town this morning and ordered the bushes for the lower control arms. Not cheap, not fun, could only buy them in a kit, wouldn't sell them individually, weird. Anyway, we pulled the handbrake off the other car. We're putting on this side. I'm just going to start disassembling the brakes on this side. We also are going to swap the upper control arms from the spare car into this car. So it's going to get into disassembling these brakes. And see what else we can find that's wrong. Oh, actually, something I found. I don't know how I didn't notice this before. When we drove it, the roof rack, how squeaky it was. Fucking shit. Look what old mate's done. They are bolted into the roof of the car. Movement in the roof. That roof's probably rusted through. Anyways, a day in the life building a ship, folks. So yeah, I guess I haven't like explained to you guys either what we're really doing. The thing is, $5 budget, buy a car, fix it, go on a trip with it without spending more than $5. It's a mess, but we're gonna make it work. Dad's lost his mind over the handbrake cable. I didn't actually understand really how the handbrakes work, but essentially, I'll show you. These springs in here, obviously this is what holds it all together, but when you pull your handbrake cable up, what it does is this will press out like this. And because it's sitting around your rotor, when this pushes out and expands, it'll expand around here and push itself out against your rotor. There's way better ways to explain that, but just from my understanding, such a simple thing, like duh, that makes sense, but I didn't know until I got in here and started pulling this stuff apart. Probably only perk to the budget build right now is how much I'm learning. Otherwise, it is turning me grey. Like if you look close, I have grey hairs.
Much later.
Look who decided to show up.
The boundary beyond the fence line, your problems become my problems, and I don't want your.
I'm sorry, but whether you enter this fence or not, these are your problems.
I look awful. I have been avoiding coming to Breeze for as long as humanly possible, but it's gotten to the point now that if I don't come, I'm gonna lose Breeze a friend. From what I hear, the car is that shit.
The audacity for you to turn up without your work boots on is out of this world.
5 hours.
All right, do you want the run through?
No.
Rather than just changing upper lowers, we're going to swap the whole braking, swivel hub, whole system over. We're going to bolt the whole one piece from one car to the other. We can go get the exhaust welded when we get the bushes pressed, potentially.
I don't know what we would do without your dad. Aren't we cheating right now?
You know what? These guys.
You know what?
Turkey working on his car, who's, I think is a mechanic of some sort. Sam practically is a mechanic. And Mac and TJ got at each other.
By rights with what car he has, that's cheating.
Over
So
budget.
if I want to get a little bit of assistance from Bree's father, I'm going to take it.
But the boy said to us no mechanics or anything like that. Dad's not a mechanic. And all he's done is just help me undo a couple bolts when I can't crack them. Oh, my uncle's pulling up now to help too, but we won't add that in.
Cut the cameras quickly. All right, well, you wouldn't read about it, but I have done 5 minutes of work. Manifold's back on. We're just putting the turbo back on. Next, we're going to do the coolant flush because we're going to drive it to bed in a lot of the stuff that we've done. We're in the car. The reality of the situation, let me show you. I feel like that we get an extra half point added to Team Red Dirt purely because we are having to, look at the shit on my face, fight the floods like the other boys aren't in Queensland. Being in New South Wales, they're copying it so hard at the moment.
We literally wanted driving through it now just to get to Supercheap. Like,
this is the way to Supercheap. Anyway, we're going to Supercheap, we're going to get what we need, and we're going to come back and keep hustling. Hopefully the water doesn't come up anymore unless we won't even get back. Why won't you do it, Bree?
why won't you do it? Your turn, you're up. Go on, what are we doing?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Watch me. Do you need to cleanse the system? This is for you. Do you need your pistons lubed? I got you. Oh my God, stop your eye. It looks like you're bruised.
I can't clean it because...
Let's just run it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
We're on budget, but we're scared the car's gonna blow up, so we're gonna go like mid-range. We're back from Supercheap. We brought all the cheapest crap we could find. Being ready to go service the car, which we're gonna do now, but we might take it for a little drive because we need to put some fuel in it. And I don't mind running the vehicle before I service it anyway. Get the oil hot and everything like that.
Can I drive? I've not actually driven it.
Probably should let you drive.
Yeah, alright, sick, let's go.
We've done it, boys! We're on our way to budget build. She runs! She's squished out in the body roll!
Oh shit, yes, we finally got it running.
This is our first time to the budget build! Yes, this car has an eminent personality. What size the fuel pump on?
I don't know.
Few moments later.
So Bridget and I lied.
We spoke too soon.
I can't show you.
Road.
We're on the side of the road. It's not running, boys, and it's not good.
I shouldn't have said anything.
We cursed ourselves. We definitely spoke too soon, but now we're stranded on the side of the road, waiting for my dad to come pick us up. Unleaded. She just put petrol in a diesel.
I don't know. This is one of those days I wish I had any other job other than a job that all the shit that I do ends up on the internet, but I'm pretty sure I f***ed up.
It says unleaded. We are in for a big few days now.
How did I make I'm 27 years old. I've been driving for years.
Swear,
How did I make this mistake?
I'm thinking about that diesel pump. I swear it is only diesel on both
Brie,
sides.
I've seen you fill up at that exact one. I have no words.
Oh shit.
We're just on the Deadpool. This feels so hairy. And I just grabbed the wrong Bowser. Both Bowser's black, just to my defense. Not that it makes a difference, but oh Jesus, this feels dangerous. This has got to be the dodgiest episode that Red Dirt has ever made in the history of Red Dirt. And we're running very thin on money and time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Shit happens. I just can't wait to wear a shirt that's made out of this moment. Alright, so it's now the next day. Last night we stayed up and we completely drained the fuel tank of all the diesel. And we disconnected the fuel lines and a few things like that.
So we're underway on the mission to fix Bridget's mistakes. We got fuel. We're filling up containers.
And hopefully have it running by this afternoon, because the last thing we had to do in the engine bay was to weld up an exhaust leak. So let's hope that's what we're doing this afternoon, because we're able to drive this and get that done. So yeah, wish us luck. I'm just thinking about how crazy this last few weeks have been. But it's just a realization, what I'm about to show you on the ground is the whole entire toolkit that we have used to build this car.
Show the people.
Everything you see right in front of you is the only tools that I've used to completely strip apart the suspension, fix all these engine issues.
No ratchet spanners, no power tools, only particular sizes, but we really have done it on the budget, and to truly show, this is the whole point of budget builds, is to show you guys that anything can be done on a budget. You don't need to be a wizard. You can make mistakes like I have, and you can have basic tools like what Bree's got.
And the thing is, like, this whole situation with the fuel, Bridget and I had no idea. We did a lot of like just watching YouTube videos, calling in friends, asking their advice to know what to do here. Like, even my dad's not a mechanic either. This has been a learning experience for him, and sometimes we've needed that extra muscle to help get things done.
Yeah.
Alright, so this isn't the end though. We still have a few things to do on the car to get it running.
Well,
and we still have to set up the whole camping side of things. So this afternoon is going to be very busy.
Yeah, well, it's 3 o'clock, so now we got to service the car. Now we're going to do the coolant flush, service the car, start putting the car back together again, because it's missing our bed, it's missing our light bar, it's missing our GME, it's missing stuff. So it's going to be just a late night on the editing and mechanics front, but I think tomorrow, we'll be on the road.
Hopefully.
We can't have anything else go wrong. Like, keep me away from the car.
This on the VIN plate says Tyrannosaurus Rex. This looks pretty good to me.
Oh, it feels nice to be shutting the door on my problems and moving on. The BTS of budget builds. I'm editing it. Vicky is passed out. She just washed the car though, it looks so good.
I wanted to like look inside after I washed it because old sunroof, I thought it would leak, but we're good. There's no water that gets in the car.
Holy demon. I have not seen this car look this good. Oh, Vic, should we roll out onto the street and take a good look at it, finally? Well, there you have it, guys. The budget build is complete. Now, if you guys want to see the internal fit out that we did, or you just want to see this car in action, stay tuned for episode 2 of Budget Builds dropping soon here on Red Dirt Diary.
The market.